This is actually an interesting question. When you think about it, with the Cell Saga, what if instead of Gohan turning Super Saiyan 2, what if Vegeta did? When Trunks basically, well, he ain't basically, he did when he died by Cell. What would happen? Personally, I think it would have been the same outcome as we saw when Vegeta saw Trunks dead. I think it would have been the same outcome, except the fact that Cell would have been dead. I think that blast, if Vegeta turned Super Saiyan 2, it just would have been the end of Cell. I don't think Vegeta would have been dumb enough to mess up twice. He already did it against Cell when he was semi-perfect and letting Cell transform, which I rolled my eyes because that was one of the most annoying things to see as a Vegeta fan. It's like, bro, you just got your tail whooped by Android 18. You want to get the victory this time, but that's already in the past. But if that situation happened with Trunks, yeah, I think it would have been the same thing. Vegeta would have screamed, went up to Cell, and when he transformed, he would have just obliterated him, and then Vegeta would have had the victory. Which, personally, to be real with y'all, when I first watched the saga, a long time ago, when Vegeta attacked him, something in me was saying that Vegeta got him. But then, my brother, man, he was funny. He was like, Vegeta just key blasted him. Vegeta didn't beat nobody. I was like, no, he got him. And then Cell comes out of the smoke. Yeah, because we know all about Vegeta's key blasts. It don't really do much. But, yeah, I was really hoping that would work. But, yeah, that's what I think. The title of this video is called, and by the way, it's from Carthu's Dojo. Y'all know I love his channel. And it's one of his older videos, too. It's like 5 years ago. But what if Vegeta went Super Saiyan 2 against Perfect Cell? I think it would have just been just like, sorry for stuttering. I think it would have been just like that. But let's see what he says. It's an 11-minute video, so maybe there's something else to it.
I'm Carthu, and today we'll be discussing what would have happened had Vegeta turned Super Saiyan 2.
I'll put the original video description below.
Perfect Cell. While this video will still have narrative involved in it, we will also be focusing on how powerful Vegeta would have been had he turned Super Saiyan 2 at this point in the series. With all that said though, let's just
I think it would have been just the same as he in the Buu saga when him and Goku was about to face each other. This is cool. Oh, this is like older video. I'm about to say he's never had that before, that intro.
The supposedly perfect Cell has taken his place on the arena, ready to face all those who oppose him. His tournament holds the fate of the Earth in the balance, and the Cell games truly begin with Goku facing the monster.
I love that battle between
Goku's
Goku and
power
Cell.
Is impressive. He ultimately realizes he is no match for Cell. Goku had realized this well before the Cell games began though, and had a plan to defeat Cell that didn't require himself. That plan being Gohan. Gohan has power in his Super Saiyan form that exceeds his father, and even being unimpressed by Goku's full power. With Goku's guiding hand, Gohan enters the arena. While he knows that Cell is a monster that needs to be defeated to save the Earth, his resolve isn't strong enough to actually face and kill Cell. Gohan warns Cell. If the anger in his heart unleashes itself, Cell will die. This warning was meant sincerely, but Perfect Cell had yet to see any reason to believe the outlandish claim, and so he wants to test Gohan.
That's that Cell having that Saiyan, Saiyan cells in him. He wanted to see that power.
16.
The same way Vegeta did it with semi-perfect Cell.
Gohan finally snapped. His rage manifested itself in power, and he not only unlocked his true potential, but also increased the power of his Super Saiyan form, the birth of Super Saiyan 2. For those of you who are confused about there being a rage boost as well as Super Saiyan 2, instead of just rage causing Super Saiyan 2, I'll explain that more when we get to the video's titular character, Vegeta. Back into the action though, the battle with Cell from this point on is incredibly one-sided. Gohan takes back the Senzu Beans and destroys all
I ain't
the
gonna
Cell
front. I do
Juniors
miss Team
casually.
Gohan as Super
Mind
Saiyan
you,
2.
each Cell Junior
That
is
was
stated
very
to be
short-lived,
power to
and I wish we
Cell
got more of that.
himself.
I know we
Once
had it in
the low
BoJack
tones
Unbound, but it
dealt
was
with and his
short-lived
friends
there
were being
too.
killed by the Senzu Beans, Gohan turns his attention to the original. Gohan's raw power dominates Cell, and even causes him to spit up Android 18, reverting the monster back to its imperfect state. In this form, even Vegeta and Trunks could take Cell on with ease. But that's not what happens. Cell gets desperate and decides to sacrifice himself in order to destroy the Earth and kill his enemies. But before he can detonate himself, Goku teleports him
That
away.
part sucked, man. That
The
stunk
price
because
of
that was
Gohan's
unnecessary.
arrogance. He was sadistic in his beating of Cell, and that gave Cell the chance to turn himself into the bomb that would destroy Earth. Now, with the death of his father,
All
on
Gohan had
Wisconsin,
to do was finish
Gohan
the
and
job.
the others prepared to leave the battleground. They had experienced a great loss, but at least they had each other, and the fight was now over. Or so they thought. Cell returns to Earth in a torrent of ki and randomly shoots at the group of fighters, killing Trunks instantly. Cell had become exceedingly powerful, boasting a power-up comparable to Gohan's. When Gohan sees the now super perfect Cell, he transforms back into
I always said this. I don't believe, even with the extra power that Cell had, I don't think he was a competition for Gohan. It took Gohan losing basically half his power when he got injured by saving Vegeta for it to still be a tussle when they was use their ki blast against each other. Even though Cell was winning near the end, it still took all that. And Gohan was using one arm. I can only imagine if Gohan didn't save Vegeta, Gohan had all his power, what the outcome would be. I still think Cell would have put up a little bit more of a fight, but at the end, I don't think Gohan would have even be near as to losing. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. It took Gohan losing one arm for it to still be a tussle.
But someone else has something to resolve with Cell as well.
Oh, here we go.
The body of Trunks.
I wish this happened, to be real.
The Prince of the Saiyans, who even in childhood had never really cared for anyone other than himself, starts to see the connection he truly has with his offspring. Feelings of grief and anger on behalf of someone else welled up inside him, causing a hurricane of power to explode out. The target of that emotional power, Cell. This storm inside of Vegeta settled itself in a familiar way as he becomes a Super Saiyan 2, just like Gohan did. Vegeta turns to Cell and charges forward.
I wish.
Everyone present is in utter shock at the power on display, but how strong is he truly? As I said earlier, we'll discuss Gohan's rage and how that is an additional power-up to Super Saiyan 2. Gohan, as a character, is very restrained. By the time of the Cell arc, he realizes that his own power is a deadly force, and it's one that he can't entirely control. He inhibits himself with the hope that will mean greater safety for those around him. Because of this, Gohan's rage gives his power a massive spike, since it removes those mental restraints he places on himself and the restraints that he naturally has. Let's take a look at some examples of this. In the Cell arc, during the father-son Kamehameha, Goku actually calls out Gohan for holding back due to his care for the safety of Earth. We then have the Buu arc, where Goku once again tells Gohan to get mad because no one can beat Gohan when he's angry. As we already saw in the Cell arc and the earlier portions of the Buu arc, Gohan can use Super Saiyan 2 at will. The difference between Super Saiyan 2 and
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Power are the mental barriers he puts
Yeah,
in the way
I forgot all about
accessing
that.
power. Even the Daizenshuu supports this rage boost. If you don't believe that there's a rage boost on top of Super Saiyan 2, you'd actually have to believe that Super Saiyan 1 Gohan could have defeated Perfect Cell, since half-key Super Saiyan 2 Gohan could blow away Super Perfect Cell. No rage boost means a half-power Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is just as strong as Super Saiyan 1. So, what does this have to do with Vegeta? Well, a lot, since Vegeta wouldn't get a Gohan-style rage boost. He'd only unlock the Super Saiyan 2 form. So, where does Vegeta without the rage boost actually stack up? Well, Vegeta isn't a full-powered Super Saiyan, which, as we know, is a higher multiplier than 50 times. This is shown most clearly in Vegeta vs. Kaba, where the two are equal in base, but Vegeta is stronger in Super Saiyan. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing that says you'd get the extra bonus from full power Super Saiyan just from unlocking Super Saiyan 2, so there's no reason to assume that he'd have that additional multiplier. Further, Super Saiyan 2 stacks on top of Vegeta's normal Super Saiyan form, not Grade 2. This is notable because it was Super Saiyan Grade 2 Vegeta who was barely able to keep up with a Cell Jr., who, as we said earlier, should be close in power to Perfect Cell himself. This means Super Saiyan Vegeta is weaker than Super Saiyan Grade 2 Vegeta, who is weaker than a Cell Jr.
Wait, I missed something.
Power self. This means Super Saiyan Vegeta is weaker than Super Saiyan Grade 2 Vegeta, who is weaker than a Cell Jr., who is similar in power to Perfect Cell, who's weaker than Super Perfect Cell. Now remember, the multiplier for Super Perfect Cell is comparable to Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation. Assuming Cell is only referring to Super Saiyan 2's multiplier of 2 times and not the Rage Boost, that means Super Perfect Cell would still be stronger than a hypothetical
I gotta remember this
Super
rage. I
Saiyan
keep
2
forgetting about
Vegeta.
that.
The only way I see Vegeta having a chance is if he gets the boost from Grade 4 Super Saiyan. But there's no evidence for that outside of maybe Caulifla in Dragon Ball Super, but even that is pretty vague. However, that would still have to cover the gap.
Still, I mean, I believe it could happen. He gets that rage boost when seeing his son in that situation. Even when, if you think about it, when Vegeta charged at Cell, didn't Piccolo say his power shot up tremendously? Isn't that the rage boost? So that, because if I remember correctly, Piccolo was talking about how his rage shot up tremendously. So that must mean that his power shot up tremendously comparing to the Super Saiyan that he knows about Vegeta. So isn't that a rage boost? Maybe I'm missing something there, but I think if I remember correctly, Piccolo did mention that. Or it was somebody, one of the Z-Fighters was mentioning how Vegeta's power shot up, drastically in that situation. Maybe that was the boost. So maybe he could have it here in the Super Saiyan 2 form.
There's no evidence.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
In Dragon Ball
Please.
Super, but even that is pretty vague. However, that would still have to cover the gap between Super Saiyan Vegeta and Perfect Cell, a gap that a mastered Super Saiyan Goku couldn't even cover. So, overall, it seems very likely that Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta would be weaker than Super Perfect Cell, but not a complete curb stomp. Now that we have all that covered, let's get back to the narrative. Vegeta charges at Cell, taking advantage of Cell's own shock to get some clean hits in on the monster.
True, which he sort of did already, yeah.
Vegeta. Everyone excitedly watches the Super Saiyan Prince beat down the artificial life form. Everyone except Gohan. Gohan is the only one who can clearly sense the difference between Vegeta and Cell's ki. He can't sit back and watch Cell toy with Vegeta before killing him any longer, so Gohan enters the fight to save Vegeta. Cell is annoyed by the interference, knowing that Gohan helping could actually cause him an issue. But he also knows that Vegeta wouldn't want help. Cell flies back quickly, allowing Vegeta to notice that Gohan had entered the fight. Vegeta, with rage on his face but sorrow in his heart, looks at Gohan and simply nods. He pushes past his pride and realizes that he needs to work with Gohan to do this.
You know, that's believable, because at first I'm like, Vegeta wouldn't do that, but thinking about it, if you think of that moment, Vegeta apologized to Gohan when Gohan saved him in that situation. And Vegeta said, I'm no longer fighting. He had a whole different attitude in those moments when Goku sacrificed himself and when Trunks sacrificed himself. So it's believable that Vegeta could look at Gohan and say that, like, all right, we're going to do this together. So it's not, yeah. Because at first I was about to be like, Vegeta's not going to do that. But if you look at the situation, I believe it actually can be true.
A Gohan who's at full power.
And Cell has no chance then.
He nods. He pushes past his pride and
that
realizes that he needs to work
and that's
with
the end
Gohan
of Cell
to do this. So, a Gohan who's at full power and a Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta are able to easily destroy Cell by working together.
And they would kill him before he wants to make a bomb of himself
and Vegeta
again.
Feels like a new man. He takes the corpse of Trunks into his arms and says to himself, "Never again," before flying to Kami's lookout. The events that end this arc play out very similarly, if not exactly the same, to how they were in the original, and while there would be differences with Vegeta's characterization going forward, it wouldn't be anything too drastic that I think this would require a part 2. I think what's really important here is learning about Super Saiyan 2 as a transformation and how Gohan had rage as well.
Yeah, I don't think he would say I'll never fight again. I don't think he would have had that attitude. Seeing him ascend there to Super Saiyan 2, yeah, no, I don't think he would do that.
To back him up. Thanks for watching. Make
That
sure
was
to hit
cool.
the like button.
Yeah, Cartoons Dojo, if you ever see this video, that was a cool intro you got there. Why'd you take it away? I thought that's a cool thing to have. But, hey, it's his channel, you can do what he want. But, yeah, I'll put the original video in the description below. Wait, Goku's confusing age explained, okay. His age makes no sense. Oh, hey, Vegeta said it, though. They said, they keep their younger form because they're meant for battle, something like that. But anyway, what if Gohan caught the Patara earring? Oh my goodness, that power boost! Like, Gohan was already stronger than both of Vegeta and Goku combined. Gohan was. So if you had Gohan with Goku, if Gohan didn't drop that earring, bro, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, I gotta check that video out another time. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll put the original video description below. I'll check you later.